When converting from one measurement to another, you want to use a proportion. In other words, a fraction equal to a fraction with labels. Here's my fraction equal to a fraction. Now let's put on some labels. The labels in this problem are feet and inches, so we want to place these labels out to the side of the numerator and the denominator. I'm going to place feet in the numerator and inches in the denominator. It doesn't matter which one you place in the numerator and denominator, as long as once you've made the decision, you stick with it. I will find the numbers for my first fraction by looking in the table to find a comparison of feet and inches. In the table, I find 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches, so I'm placing 1 in the numerator and 12 in the denominator. Remember, we decided feet for the numerator and inches for the denominator. Next, we want to find the numbers to place in our second fraction. We will find these numbers in the given problem. I'm converting 7 feet into inches. So the 7 is going to go in the numerator since it's feet. And let's use x for inches since we don't know how many inches. Since it's inches, that goes in the denominator. Now that we have our proportions set up, we're ready to solve using cross multiply, then divide. Cross multiply, then divide means to multiply the two numbers that are diagonal to each other and then divide by the number diagonal to the unknown. So x is equal to 12 multiplied by 7 divided by 1, which is 84. So since there's 12 inches in 1 foot, we have found that there are 84 inches in 7 feet. In the second example, we'd like to convert 15 feet into yards. So let's look up in our table to find a conversion comparing feet and yards. Notice we have 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. We're going to use that fact to create our first fraction. To fill in our fraction equal to a fraction, we need to place the labels being compared off to the side. I can put feet or yards in the numerator, but once I make the decision, I've got to stick with it. I'm going to go with feet in the numerator and yards in the denominator. Now let's use that conversion fact from our table to create our first fraction. 1 yard is 3 feet. 3 is feet, so that needs to go in the numerator. And 1 is yards, so the number 1 goes in the denominator. Next, we need to decide what we're going to put in our second fraction. That comes from what we're trying to convert. 15 is feet, so that's going to go in the numerator. And we don't know how many yards, so let's call that x. Let's put x in the denominator, again, since it's yards. Now that our proportion is complete, we're ready to solve by cross multiplying, then dividing. Remember, cross multiplying means to multiply the numbers that are diagonal, then divide by the number diagonal to the letter. X is equal to 1 multiplied by 15 divided by 3, which is 5. So knowing that in 1 yard there are 3 feet, we found out that there are 5 yards in 15 feet.